map. The ban phase was very, very interesting, as the analyst has put it perfectly. But on the beautiful stage today, it is set for the match between NAVI and 100 Thieves, which is best out of 3 ships. So
crazy.
This could be a fast one or one of the tightest BO3s like we saw yesterday.
And you can see what they're floating right now is obviously the Penny from Trust Me. We've heard stories of Penny coming back into the meta heavily, but we haven't had eyes on it much in this tournament yet. So looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Okay, guys, let's get hype. First game.
If they run this
First game
real quick, we might have a potential.
They should have gave free tickets away, too many empty seats. The tickets were $5 plus chat. It's 10 a.m. on a Thursday. You guys might not know this, but people have jobs. I'm pretty sure for Friday and Saturday games, it's going to be a lot.
They are using the Panther.
It's going to be more packed.
Penny on the side of Trust Me, a very cerebral player, a player that is known for really coming up with comp ideas and helping the team kind of unify around a strategy. And there's that shield that we're talking about right now, almost finding one. Delena's going to be in a tough spot trying to break that shield. Instead, gets that right back at him. And in the sky, it's going to be TTK.
I'm pretty sure Friday and Saturday matches are good. It's going to be packed, bro.
Is one of the members of Team 100 Thieves. I believe it was TTK, but he had to fly away towards the health pack side. And right now, in terms of space created, Navi's doing a good job.
Wow. Ooh! Here to find Delena early on in the fight, put them up in numbers. The point is in their favor, 12% and climbing. Self, though, matches it right back and is able to find a strategist. Make it 2 as Jerky goes down. Terra finding Millennia to find a strategist back at them. But either way, numbers are still in their favor for the side of Thieves right now.
Yep, cohesive, stuck together as a unit. Self trying to do a good job living. Unfortunately, could not, as Fate tracks him down actually in the Adam Warlock cross map. So Navi in the lead at the current moment in terms of ultimate charge gained as well. However, you know, for 100 Thieves, they still have time to set up. It's been tough for, well, I guess, Self in particular. Now he wants to go over to the Storm. They want to play it slow as well, understanding that Navi are playing around that Penny Park.
Playing this damage boost comp here, trying to pocket Delena, who makes that change to Bucky as well. And curious to see what that's going to look like into this matchup. Obviously, the team.
This is a very interesting 100 Thieves team comp. A Storm, Angela, a Thing.
Oh wow, it's a tough look here as Jerky
a Bucky,
and Terra find 1 and 2 early. Navi's looking clinical right now.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I don't know if 100 Thieves knows.
The unfortunate aspect, I think, with the Thing is that, I mean, obviously you can kind of fall back to your team and bounce away, but once that damage comes through from Navi, and if you have an aggressive strat in terms of the Ultron on Jerky, you can make plays happen incredibly fast. Now Navi are sitting in a great spot. A lot of ultimates available, obviously, to disengage, but now they want to go aggressive.
Second impact goes down now, finds
oh,
no one. Gonna answer that
okay.
On to Trust Me, the Meteor Rem goes up, bang, it goes down, but on nothing. The res is available.
Okay.
Side of Fate, and everyone is back in the fight. Essentially playing for res now. Delena's chance at it with the Kraken impact. Is the reset come through? It does not, as it did not land. On to Rajaro on the front. Fate back in the fight. Everyone is holding on, and Navi are playing this exactly the way they want to.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Navi and Rajaro specifically. I mean,
hopefully 100 Thieves can win this. The raid boss is down.
You can tell that was their strategy. Now it's a little bit disjointed for that side of 100 Thieves. Self gets the lead in the middle of his ultimate.
Bro. Oh, no.
Yeah, and there's that Heaven's Descent from TTK. Rajaro takes out.
It looked like they were winning that, bro. Massive res, and then everyone. Oh.
Right now, Thieves struggle on domination, and you can just see that through and through here as Fate finds the second pick on this fight, and it is looking like this will go to Navi. It does.
What a first round by Navi. 100 of them there, and 100 Thieves side. I mean, it's interesting because I think in the past they would switch to a triple threat
100 to 0,
maybe go over to the Adam Warlock and stuff, and them to play the Ultron. But regardless, excellent work from Team Navi to play that competition. Almost one that 100 Thieves are kind of used to, but maybe not how Navi played it. Rajaro and Trust Me held so much space. The backline was always safe, it felt like, versus Self, who could not do anything versus that Penny Parker.
Yeah, I'm confused because I actually liked the cat in the beginning. The switch there to Storm to try to come up with this damage boost comp, I'm not sure I love it. Into the Bond of Warlock, I'm curious on your take on that.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking that it feels like for 100 Thieves over in the North American region, or maybe in general, I don't know if they've liked.
I mean, I don't know if what the caster said is true, but 100 Thieves does suck at, you know, cost. So hopefully they can win one of the other maps. Convoy or
Self just
Convergence.
feels so confident on Black Cat, and the rest of the team is heavily playing around him. However, that Magneto lock, and you can see the difference of opinion happening at the beginning of the game, has resulted in some nice matchups for Navi in terms of the comps.
Great call there. As we are setting up the second map again, you can see the comps. A little bit of a shift here. Delena's going to be on that Star-Lord. Honestly, we haven't seen a ton of Star-Lord so far in the tournament. Granted, it was the play-in stages for day one, and I do think teams are going to get ever more locked as the days progress. Leno holding this
Hey
high
Jay, I
side
leave
now,
your stream
maintaining
on
this
running for
presence,
my
keeping
dog
that
when
hope
I'm
moving
going to
forward.
work.
Nobody is going to take point just yet.
Does your dog actually
Like
enjoy
Vinny
the
here on
streams?
thing. It's going to play strong, but it takes a billion damage in that moment, and well done by Trust Me to just apply that pressure and get that pick early on in that
also,
fight.
what's up, Ash? You don't usually run Storm
really working
as
for Hunter Thieves. Also, the
well,
bucking
unless
has
it's
been
a
problem,
spawn
something that Reject
break.
I think didn't even try yesterday. They played a triple Vanguard comp versus a Hunter Thieves comp, and it was not looking good. But the triple Strat comp with the Ultron, with his Adam Warlock and Fate just absolutely pumping in ridiculous amounts of damage. It's been so hard for TTK and anybody on Hunter Thieves to do something with their very hyper-aggressive comp.
Also,
It feels
that
like
is
Navi
true.
are
My
somehow
team
being
was
the
really
aggressors
bad at
with,
domination
in
during
past,
the
this slower
Bogre
competition.
Bash,
They're
but then
not
we
playing it
ended
that way
up winning
Yeah, I think
every
back
single
to
other game.
past mid-seasons where we've seen Fate on the Jeff playing aggro, and I really like a strategist that gets in the fight here, and you can see just the raw damage output from Fate trying to farm that all, already 82%, ready to res up. Winnie going to start up here with the Raging Royal Flush. Will we see some cleanup? Match back by the dance floor. A lot of
that was a pretty
commitment
good. That was a
as
pretty cool
Terra starts
teleport.
off with a Kraken impact. Nobody goes down just yet. Staying on that dance floor, staying healthy as one does. Fate finds the first pick though. Goodbye to Delena.
This team is so coordinated, so on point at the current moment. Millennium trying to fall back the main side, does so. But we have Rez available for this fight as well as
Everything
gets
good?
picked off. I mean, this is so one-sided. And actually, in this case, might be
Emily?
a bit of a draft differential, or at least team differential at the current moment, as Na'Vi are sitting with a lot of ultimates, still disengaged perfectly, and caught Delena down in the back of the fight.
Yeah, the one-sided mag looks incredibly strong. The one-sided Gambit, maybe just not as much of an answer as it was in the past few seasons here. Gambit's been a mainstay in the meta. Roger Rose holding this spot here, applying some pressure. Does have that Meteor M to answer should need be. Vinny popping bubbles, a big cooldown to pull out as Fate finds another pick inside of the Galactic Legend from Delena, and that's just more and more wins here for the side of Navi.
Yeah, I mean, this is just insanely one-sided at the current moment. I mean, TTK finds one, but Fate can get resurrected. He also has the Karmic Revival still available. We have only Millennia's ult, and no, he goes down with it. So they rely on the portal, have to stall it out. But regardless, Navi can still all feed into this point. They have to deal with the Penny Parker coming out of the portal.
That portal comes in within that 3% that is needed to start off the overtime ticker. We're going to see, Trust Me, has ult available. They are going to use some of this to just spread and protect some of those mine spawners, make it a tough zone to go in and fight on. Bond gets committed. Fate does have that res available. Keep eyes on that as the dance floor is committed for Millennia. Pick comes out. Navi up a number as Winnie falls. The strategist pick is massive. Fate finds another onto Vinny. And there's that res from Fate in prep, but it does not matter. Navi take domination.
Wow, what a map one from Navi. And I mean, this is the prevalence of hit scan meta at the current moment. You can see what a shutdown compared to yesterday when we saw Self just go insane.
Yeah, it is really difficult on domination to go into a penny comp too, especially with that Ultron Protect. It is a disgusting composition, and it looked dominant across the board.
And Fate is actually going to take home the MVP with the Adam Warlock absolutely popping off, shut down Delena's ult as well. Fantastic work to Na'Vi, and they're showing that prowess. They are the reigning mid-season champs, right? Back when they were on Rad, rather. But regardless, this team has that experience, like you mentioned before. They've taken down top squads, and you know, you can look today, they want to win it all, and that was a dominant map number one. What did he do it?
I don't know if you saw those stats. I threw up in my mouth a little. 9.4K damage from Adam Warlock, more than some of the duelists across the board. Guy just does not miss. Well-deserved MVP there from Fate again. Navi haven't missed a beat here. Thieves are definitely on their heels.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is looking like a well-oiled machine, and it's all through their incredible players that I know a lot of people talk about. Fate and their backline in general is one of the best backlines that we've seen in the game. Their strategists, just in tandem of those two, so mechanically skilled and so smart and cerebral when it comes to the gameplay as well. You know, I know Trust Me gets a lot of the credit too with that in that department as he goes for a quick bathroom break, and we look at the rest of the squad. Rajaro, that stable force as well, playing a ton of that Magneto that has been so prevalent in the meta. To get that one-sided mag seemed to have bit Hunter Thieves in the butt, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the cerebral side of Trust Me. I think of it like team heart versus team smart, right? Yeah. Thieves just seem to show up in these moments, so I always give them the team heart, you know, when they're here on the big stage, but it's just hard to go against a team that just truly innovates and creates metas.
Yeah, this team right now, Navi, looking incredible, especially against that, or with the Penny Parker. And you can see even, trust me, I don't know if there are a lot of players like to sort of lie, you know, behind the scenes. I don't know if you know that. They were saying
heard that, no.
No, never. I mean, everybody kind of thought that Venom was going to be crazy good, insanely OP.
Yeah.
Coming to the game, trust me, he's like, no, Venom's terrible. And yeah, so he's kind of right. He's going to Penny Parker. We've heard even, you know, other players that are known for more Captain America. Maybe you heard of him. I'm not going to leak the name, but for TLC, you probably know he's been playing a lot of Penny Parker as well.
Yeah.
So everybody's picked up this hero. It's because of the new team-ups, right? That Black Panther one has been huge for Penny Parker, right?
Yeah, we were talking about the strategy. You can play like an aggressive Penny where essentially you drop that Mind Spawner at your feet, pop the shield up and defend it, and then you just win trades like it's your job. It is a huge problem right now, but you got to keep in mind that the metas here that you're going to see in, you know, a live action or in like a mid-season Worlds like this are going to be a little different than ranked because there's just so much coordination and the mistakes are very far few and in between.
Absolutely. I mean, now we're kind of come full circle. You know, remember when people were talking about Penny Parker and gold?
You were, dude. Yeah.
Well, yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before the Black Panther buff came out, too. I mean, there were so many changes that came out, 100+ team-ups. It's just insane how much you've had to, you know, relearn and figure out and also keep the game fresh. So
for sure,
that's the big thing on stage. These guys have to figure out the meta so fast. The hardest part of the professional job in this scene is to figure out what to play. And there's so many bans as well that dictate and change things, one-sided bans. So, you know, it's very, very difficult at the current stage.
Yeah, so much being thrown into the game this new season. Shout out to the dev team. Museum of Contemplation is going to be our next map. Strange. You know, we never see that, huh?
Yeah, no, never see Museum of Contemplation. I'm contemplating banning that map from the grand finals because we see it so much. But I love that map, to be honest.
Me too.
Mainly because people really struggle at the very end with the cart.
Yeah, it's tricky.
It changes into a giant duck because there's a lot of C9s that can happen.
Yeah, this is one of those maps that a lot of teams are scrimming on. They enjoy it. And I get a lot of questions about, like, why is this a selection? And I think there's a lot of things, right? Teams are practicing on it, scrimming on it a ton, so they feel comfortable. And then, two, why not hold some of those more selective team-focused maps later on in the tournament when your back's against the wall? Pull it out when you think it's kind of a weapon for you. You don't necessarily need to use it now when you're not, you know, getting removed from the tournament per se.
I like that, hiding a ton of their strategy potentially as we take a look back at the stats page. And, you know, something that was a bit, I guess, a bit hidden in that last map, specifically when we look back at the replays, Navi playing, I would say, a more traditional, what I felt like 100 Thieves might try to opt into, that triple strat comp with the Ultron and maybe not playing around the Black Cat a bit much, but we take a look at it, it was so one-sided. I mean, everybody having a tough side on 100 Thieves, whereas Navi, just pure domination.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to potentially seeing the Widow back and forth from Terra and Delena. I think Delena looked really good on Widow. Terra, though, in that matchup, I mean, on the Bucky, it was just uncontested. You see Delena struggling a little bit on that stat line there. Terra looked like a raid boss the entire time, but it's really about the flow of the map, and the entire pacing was in Navi's favor the entire time. The only time it wasn't was when they were playing.
Was it 100-0?
Surprising too. I mean, considering what we saw yesterday in the play-ins, it's kind of looking like the past.
Wait,
where
what happened?
This team, you know, made it out the play-ins, and you know, with level 1
What happened?
in this
What happened with
squad,
chat?
they actually dominated the play-ins back in China, in Guangzhou, and now coming
It was
around to this side of the
200-0?
side of the
Oh my
pond,
God.
they
Jesus
haven't lost a
Christ.
step. Where you would assume maybe these playing teams are a lot
People
stronger,
lost their minds that you
just
left.
due to how things have worked in the past. It's not always the
Why?
top
What
seed
happened?
that dominates that LAN, and you would assume 100 Thieves could match up well against Navi based on yesterday's matches, but after that, I mean, that domination was, like you said, just all in Navi's side.
Yeah, it might have lit a fire under him, right? You got to hope that's going to be the case.
Emily's
keeping this
good,
tight.
Chad. Emily's good.
You and I like to see close matches for the most part, but when it comes to Navi, I mean, there's so much I want to talk about. You mentioned them going through the play-in stages last time we saw them, making it all the way to the finals and taking it home.
Because
I mean,
you
this team
scared
is so
us?
dominant. It's funny because some of the
Why did I
conversations
scare
I
you
remember
guys?
back then, for example, Jerky said, I'm a Psylocke one trick. That's all I am. And now he's flexing to everything. So times have changed. This team is adapting. This team has passion, and I think that's how you win games.
It's a great call out. I mean, he had an insane just pick at the beginning of the fight before it even began.
Yeah.
100 Thieves just did not know how to react to it, but that's why they chose this next map. We're going to see the 100 Thieves
Oh,
play
chat,
maybe
we're
more
good,
something
man.
that is
We're
a
good.
bit
We're
more
good. We're
traditional
good.
for them.
You
However,
missed
BO3
Fate
can
1v1
be
on
very
ulting
fast,
Star-Lord
but
and
Navi had
won.
figured out this ban phase, and I think they really did a good job. Trust me and their coach and
Well,
everybody
J3 being
across
next
the
year's
board did a
MRI.
fantastic
No,
job in
I
this
don't-
ban phase. So this is a
I don't
very
have
crucial
any-
one because it's now map point.
I don't want to play professionally, chat.
Potentially send 100 Thieves.
Streaming is just so much better.
Yeah, it's funny. We were
In
in
my
a
opinion.
conversation about how they think Thieves kind of struggles in the ban phase, and I do think the ban phase was by far won by Navi.
Don't get me wrong. I do like competing on a stage, though. I love it. It's a great feeling. But
full strat line ban out here. Yeah, it looks like
yeah,
they
nah,
are
I'm
gonna go
good,
ahead
man.
and make sure they lock in that Magneto.
Yeah,
If next LAN is in Miami, are you going?
As you said, Magneto
if I could stream, yeah,
will
chat.
pull
It doesn't
up
matter
and see
where
behind the scenes, behind their cameras, behind the faces of
the
players,
tournament
what they're
takes
banning. This
place. I will
time it
go
be
anywhere
Loki
as
for
long
Navi's
as
side
I
banned
can
out due to
stream.
the mag ban or protect on
If
the other
I
side. And
I don't want to
this is
go
kind
to an
of a
event
bit
if I can't
prevalent
stream.
In terms of, you know, I know people were rating Gambit very highly, and he's a very good character. However, Magneto.
I love you, Jay.
is
Hey,
in the meta, and that's why
Cozy's
he's
in the
protected by
chat.
both
How you
teams.
doing, Cozy?
in
You're
these
doing
maps, we touched on it
fantastic, by the way. I don't even know if you can hear me. Looking beautiful, bro. Looking beautiful. Yeah, it's the coach behind them. And there's also people that work there, so they monitor the games.
While still having that KO pressure.
Entering the next part of the ban phase ship, in my opinion, I mean, I feel like Gambit is still a great character, but like we saw in the last map, Gambit was kind of known for, I would say, did
Wow,
better
Cozy
on
comes to
domination
chat.
on
You
these
all
more
get
open maps
glazed
where you can go for quick
Cozy,
dives and
but
stuff.
I'm here all the
This
time, chat. Why don't you guys
100
glaze
Thieves
me?
Go for the Invisible Woman ban instead of the Gambit, letting maybe Navi go for that
The
Gambit
hell,
protect
man?
if they want it. However, on these convoy maps, on these objective-based maps that move, I don't know if the Gambit's as strong as some of these, like Loki, for example, in this case. Luna Snow, sometimes Rocket, obviously, in Navi's case. It just
You
feels
said
like,
it yourself, you're here all the time.
Nobody getting rid of BRB. So that's why Navi's protections are towards that Magneto and Rocket. They surely are letting Gambit go through. It might be a mistake, I think, for 100 Thieves to maybe even ban out the Gambit. I know he's strong,
I have a question for y'all.
But they still go for it. I'm
Do you
surprised
guys just
considering
hate
what we've
me?
seen so far in these matches. I understand the character's strong. However,
they could lock in Viz here. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I think they just, the Rocket just for the defensible side with those BRBs like you're mentioning. But yeah, Invis does a great job with the damage boost from the Torch team up. You give that shield to something like a Widow on an off angle, next thing you know, they've exploded everybody, right? Like, I think she's in a really good spot on this map, especially in the lane focus with her Pierce heals. Rocket is in a similar boat though, right?
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, it's like, you know how everybody's thinking that Gambit's really good on domination and just got 200-0'd, right? Like, that was insane.
Yeah.
So I feel
the win condition anymore.
No. Yeah, a lot of the ideas kind of are swapping in this case because Navi go for the ban on Adam Warlock, thinking they want to go triple strat for that first point hold or in general throughout Museum. So that might throw a spanner into things for 100 Thieves. I would be curious what they decide to play, but this time they don't go for that Emma ban. And Navi
Can the people in the crowd hear the casters?
Change up their
Yes.
ban phase against the 100 Thieves, maybe make it more targeted towards the other squad. And I think that's also a very interesting idea to ban out the Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's just doing their homework. I think Warlock has been a mainstay for them on defense. That makes a ton of sense. Again, a very cerebral team. I do like the change up here from Thieves as well. Although in the entirety, it's tricky to say who wins the ban phase, but I would say Navi did a great job there.
Yeah, absolutely with you on that one. Shipski's entering the next map will be map point for Navi. Can 100 Thieves come back as we see the coach of 100 Thieves and Remix thinking about what to do in that draft phase? Terra gave him a bit of insight on the main stage with Cozy up there, saying that
I saw that.
He said he was going to mess up all of the ban phases and go to friggin' McDonald's and we'll work at fast food. So that's a bit of a dig towards Remix.
Yeah, it's deep cut. And barely we'll think about that for the next 3 days. So, you know what I mean?
Thinking about it.
Barely we'll cry over it. As we start up here on Museum, I'm looking forward to seeing what we get from the defensible side of Navi. Yeah, you can see it right now with their floating. Don't want to announce it too early. And Thieves begin the fight with their spawn break.
Starting off
Yo, Levy with the massive donor, my friend. You're the best rival streamer. It's not even close. Hey, appreciate it, my friend. Hey, there are people who like me, and there's people probably that don't like me, man. But you know what we gotta do?
Kind of underrated in terms of how much
gotta keep
damage
going,
and
man.
value he got on that character.
Oh, and almost gets that pick there. Like Rajaro's play on this angle. Very different angle than we're used to seeing. Trying to find that first play onto the side of Delena, but instead Terra finds that first pick onto Vinny. Likely off the back of a pull. The BRB is going to be popped here. Delena matches it back, and Vinny makes the second pick come through. Are Thieves going to be able to get through this door and change the tone? A little bit from what we've seen off map 1.
I mean, the fact that somehow Rajar is living for so long through the healing is cracked, Self goes down. Both duelists, I think, are being removed out of this team fight even after opening picks. Navi capitalize.
Yeah, they're really taking advantage of these drones. I mean, Jerky on...
Please explain this ban system. You ban for the other team and you save for your team. You cannot ban characters that are saved already, though. So if I ban Magneto, you cannot save Magneto if your next thing is a save. But if I ban Magneto, my team can still play Magneto because I banned it for you, not for me.
Benny removes Trust Me.
I'm pretty sure there's a command for it as well. Chat can help you.
Playing forward and finding the picks. TTK with another one on the Rajaro, staggering them out too. So this portal might come late. They do find Winnie at least on an aggression play, but do they find any more after that?
I like that touch of Terra just using that wall slowly. Doesn't want to burn it too quick to keep that charge at 100. Terra finds that pick onto TTK, but numbers still heavily in the favor of the Thieves, who are trying to steal this first point. Vinny again finds Terra. And that's a huge start here for Thieves, who do have ult advantage in this next fight.
I think unfortunately for Navi, Fate was so close to building that. Karmic Revival, upcoming fight also didn't force any ultimates out of 100 Thieves, so they still kind of have the edge. However, Terra has been massive with last stands in the past, and same thing with these mags.
Jerky goes up, Rage of Ultron. It's going to find value matched back by the meteor round from TTK. That one does not seem to land.
Do you ever think they would bring that system to the ranked? No. I hope they never bring that system to ranked.
Vinny's going to be able to take out Terra, who reses back, but I think the reset's there. Let's see if that works out as Delena drops Trust Me.
Ranked and professional game is completely different, chat. In ranked, people play... Oh, he should have charged it, bro. That would have been huge. In ranked... Oh, wait, we're listening to the comms. Hold up.
Mag one, Lou left. Don't get traded by Lou. He's behind us. He's jumping off.
Good one.
The Luna's jumping, I think.
I'm with you, Terra. I'm with you.
Okay. Play up.
Yeah, we don't have Penny. We don't have Penny.
It's fine. Still play up.
Love to hear those comms, and you know, they're very concise. There's not a lot of chaos there, and that's what you're looking for in team comms. You don't want to make, don't want too many cooks in the kitchen.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just clean, concise, excellent retake by Team NAVI. Did utilize pretty every ultimate in the game by both sides. Delena needs to probably
come on, 100 Thieves. You guys can't get full held, bro.
With that Kraken impact,
you guys can't get full held.
Shutting it down.
And there's the commitment now. TTK drops for Jaro, and that's a second pick. This one in time for the side of Self on a Jerky. Fate takes one down. Vinny and Self, the Kraken.
Oh, I know what he tried to do, but damn, that would have been sick.
Moving forward, no portal. Coming back now, it's going to be about a staggered touch. See the battle on the offside. With Winnie on that rocket, moving all over the place. But does pay for it. Fate wins the trade.
Yeah, Fate somehow taking him out on that off angle might open things up because that's the see you later in the fight. So they actually have a chance to win this.
Wow. Oh, wait. Storm is being played. Some people might be happy.
I cannot believe that. That set is huge from Fate. Dropping a strategist like that. Staying happy the whole time. What is going on? Fate is just in the back line.
No, bro. 100 Thieves is getting
so many picks, and that is potentially point holding all of the back of Fate being super aggressive.
I can't believe it. Winnie trying to be sneaky and could not sneak around Fate's aim. Portal play coming in now. It's a last resort from 100 Thieves.
It's going to be tough to portal into some of these mines, but those get broken quickly. Nobody falls just yet. Some huge focus on it. Trust me, gets down to 200 HP. And a dream, but that dream turns into a nightmare. Vinny drops Trust Me, comes back into the fight as there's a huge karmic revival from Fate. Vinny takes the pick out onto Rajaro, and this is just insane back and forth right now as we see the Hurricane drop.
Yeah, no, bro. 100 Thieves doesn't have anything unless Millennia gets ult. Is Millennia there? Millennia, get your ult, bro. Get your ult. Get your ult. 94.
Yeah, still kind of an even
95, 97. Get it. Ult point. Ult point. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge.
This is just a stall fight for days. Vinny finds that first pick here. TTK now onto Trust Me. Oh my goodness, it's back and forth. And Vinny finds another now onto Terra. Jerky, Vinny, and then again.
They capped.
It is, they get the point. This is insane.
They capped.
Just for a brief moment, they leave, and point one goes to the Thieves.
It looked like they were
in the middle of the fight to Vinny's just right leg, just absolutely just shut down.
Not Vinny's killing everything. Yeah, where's the people that were hating on Vinny yesterday?
That meteor M, so focusing on those vanguards does result in Navi's strats actually doing a good job on those flanks. Regardless, they lose that objective control. That's the value in vanguards, obviously.
Oh, my dad texted me.
Anchoring down the objective. They have a ton of HP to do so. 100 Thieves now move into the second point.
Huge focus, Rajaro there from Vinny. You can't eat haymakers, you know what I mean? Not a projectile when you're getting punched in the face. Pays for it there. Space is being taken. Be ready for the Psynox seduction come from TTK, likely trying to pull out Jerky Sia. Keep an eye on that. That might be the play they're looking for. Looking now onto Fate, trying to force bond or something. There's that Sia and an answer, and that's a win here for the side of Thieves. That's what they're looking for, but Trust Me, getting that pick is going to be matched back with the BRB. Numbers are even.
I mean, these Rocket Raccoons have been so impactful with the BRB. Fate on the flank was able to find a few picks in the previous fights even after doing so. They have their own BRB on the defensive side, giving Navi a bit of an edge. However, 100 Thieves do have ultimate advantage. And like you said, need to focus on Fate's ultimate. They also need to focus on getting Terra and Rajaro up and connecting on those. 100 Thieves dodged the last one. Can they do it again?
Winnie launches the Sia now. Delena trying to go off the back of it, but it gets bubbled. What a bubble there. Still going to be able to clean up.
Oh, come on, 100 Thieves. Come on. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Again.
Will it keep going?
Go again. Oh, wait, Delena is 22-2 right now, and they almost got full health. Wait, he's popping.
On the wall, breaks the terrain at the very least, but they have 40 seconds left to go, and there's a clobber in time from Vinny.
You know where Delena learned that, chat? Twitch.tv/J3.
Really well done again by this front line of Navi, and here goes that Hurricane from Self, seeing a lot of Storm play right now for these first two games.
Yeah, this Storm is now doing an excellent job versus Navi. Fate does get rezzed into the fight. Rajaro has to come back, though. Winnie got the pick.
Yeah, Meteor M goes up, and that does not land. Jerky takes out Vinny, though. The Rocket with the Blinky finding a pick here. Playing around the point now, stalling for the moment. 12 seconds on the clock. Another huge pick on himself. Playing lights out on this front line.
Yeah, Rajaro actually did connect, but it didn't KO Vinny, who got followed up upon by the Rocket. Then the Meteor M after, or the follow-up Chaos Sword from Rajaro was huge. Trying to slow people down, but in overtime, can 100 Thieves even do it?
I'm not sure the portal's even available yet on the retake. It looks like it is. Self's going to get it there in the overtime.
Nice. Good TP, good TP, good TP.
Back line, but has to go
you have to get through. You have to get through. You have to get through.
Made a huge mistake just trying to rush to get there, but I should do it on point 2. Good push.
Hey, that's a good push.
By Navi.
That's a good push,
Navi's
chat. That's a good push.
In the current moment, Rajaro specifically.
Yeah, Rajaro's disgusting. Yeah.
Really great work out of him at that moment. Switching sides now. Taking a look at Navi, they're looking still as calm and cool as collected as they always have been, Shiv. This squad, previous champions, obviously, we saw at the grand finals, VP were the ones to take it over. But in EMEA this time, they were basically undefeated. Same with TLC in the NA side, only losing one map the entire time and looking like a team that did that.
Yeah, I saw some really solid play across the board. Obviously, got Rajaro there. Some really good crucial bubble moments too, which I think kind of gets slept on in CAS. It's tough to see those things, but really well played. Vinny with 14 finals on that group, and then going over to Thing. I think those are very strong picks in this current meta right now.
Yeah.
With some strong team-ups. I think Thing is no longer the peel-only hero that he once was, and instead can really just brawl that front line and get a ton of success.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, both Vanguards have to struggle with taking a ton of damage. That's why you can see when looking at the stats, you know, Vanguards across the board have the most amount of casualties, the most times getting picked. But that's part of the job.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, I was fixing the channel.
In the past, people will rag on Vinny for,
Bubba's here.
for example, being super high KO count and casualty count. But that's part of the gig sometimes. You take a lot of damage, and sometimes you're a bit of a victim. And Rajaro, kind of the same boat, but he was doing so much on his side. I mean, just because stats aren't everything, in my opinion, Rajaro is one of the best, if not the best, Vanguard of the entire game. And I think he's showing an excellent performance on Magneto today.
You're going to see Jubilee
100 Thieves is running goats. That's what they always do.
Coming out.
They always do this for first point.
These triple holds because this blind and damage
But they have no Adam Warlock. I do know that Delena likes to run the Adam Warlock here, so.
You're running that triple front line.
That's a great point, Shipskis. I mean, right now, kind of playing it like the Cloak and Dagger almost, in terms of looking for the blind, or in the Terror Cape's case.
Yeah, but you can heal at the same time, right? That's the major change, and that's why it's a little more effective here in these triple comps. You can see Terra coming out the door with the Storm now, trying to match back what Self has been doing. Right now, the standard hold here around this first corner. Everybody kind of just feeling each other out. No major movements from either side.
And it's a very unique setup, too. I mean, understand they're against that Invis. Can this Wolf actually find value alongside the Storm? So kind of doing two different sort of ideas.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Wolverine pick here. I mean, unless he could get someone, but
by Jerky on the Wolverine.
I feel like I would rather have like the Punisher or something for Navi.
Gonna find the first pick here on the Magneto onto Jerky.
I think that would be a lot better.
Passive as well is a big win. The res comes through on a Jerky.
Plus, you get the damage boost from Terra.
Reclaimed here by the Thieves. You saw Self find a
I don't think you're gonna Wolverine get TTK, bro. TTK is a very smart player. When you get close to him, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go gold or diamond form, as people call it, and you're not going to get him.
What a combination there from Jerky and Terra, removing Invis from the bound. Goodbye. Crook trades it back, finds Vinny, and Winnie. TTK goes down, and this is looking clean right now from the side of Navi's attack.
I gotta take a look. I forgot to mention Crook's freaking stats in terms of finding final hits. That's insane. Pole play coming through now, but Crook has been showing up in the KO feed so much.
I mean, yeah, Crook on Luna, I still have just insane memories of some of those plays, kind of playing similar to what we saw Fate doing, just in the back line at all times. Jerky, though, finds the first pick on TTK. Crook now onto Self. The Vanguard
both teams are running the Storm as well.
Paying for it as Terra takes down Winnie, and this is a tough look here as Navi is sweeping them.
4 minutes and 30 seconds for this whole second phase, chat, when I think
I mean, this is
100 Thieves had like, what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
You know, I was wondering if we were going to see a ton of Wolverine versus this.
This
or
is still
maybe
holdable.
like the Hawkeye stuff we've seen in the past.
This is still holdable.
They've just not figured out any of Navi's compositions. It just feels like Navi are reading every single play. Terra's going back to spawn to switch to now Bucky. And I wonder after Jerky's ult if he's going to switch to something else, because Self swapped over to the Black Cat and Delena is over to the Black Widow. But they have 4 minutes and they have basically only one fight to win.
Yeah, this would be a really huge defensive spot, but also kind of a choke job from Navi if they struggle on this. And they're all on their comfort picks. Delena comes back into the fight. His numbers are even, but the BRB being taken down is huge. Self trying to distract here, almost escapes in that moment, looks upward. Just taking so much focus, but look at the space of the cart already. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Crook finally, Self gets the better of him by going to the Black Cat. Needs that perma-invis to have a bit of an edge.
She's got to try to stay on top of Luna there, make sure she does not dance for long.
They're all looking for him.
Holding on to that last stand is something to keep your eyes on now.
Well, this did at least buy a little bit of presence for 100 Thieves. You can see Navi are reacting very heavily towards it. They want to play slow until they pick off Self or Delena, one of the duelist sides. Let's see if they can do so with ults.
Yeah, a ton of Qs available here from Navi. Jerky with the last stand. Terra comes in at the same time. There's going to be the reset.
Wow,
Rico
Rajaro's
down
aim
four.
on that
This might be a full
Magneto is
sweep here to
insane.
try to close
He
this
just
down.
killed that rocket from
Navi, who commit
across
two,
the
actually make it 3 with the
across the map.
in that fight.
I mean, Navi, it's so easy for them. Delena, are you going to get picked 2 while ulting?
Oh,
No!
Delena?
Shot.
No, not anymore, no.
Yeah, Jerky finds Zap and the res comes back from
He got
Terra,
the
so trade
res.
is just too valuable. I don't even know if they can get there. They've got to get there fast. They do not, and that is going to be a win here from Navi.
Wow. I mean, absolutely clinical macro play, and that's the fastest I think I've seen a team adapt in that case, switching after compositions. I mean, they go for that first point, do it very flawlessly.
Damn,
but
dude.
Navi are your champions of that match in particular, not the champions of the whole tournament yet.